Precious metal gems, or commonly known as PMG, likely the best sports card parallel ever from the late 90s, which has translated to a new genre 15 years later. Will it also attract similar investor dollars? Let's find out. What's up YouTube, Card Boss here. We talk about everything cards, money, investing. Alright, let's go. In our previous video, we covered about the rise of 1990 Marvel Universe, where there was a spark of interest around February 2021. This was mainly fueled by excess investor dollars from the sports card market looking for alternative investment vehicles. Aside from 1990 Marvel, investors were also paying attention to a historic but not forgotten insert set, the Precious Metal Gems. Originally debuted in 1997 Metal Universe Football and Basketball, the first release featured 150 and 100 cards respectively, with each set having 90% of the cards in ruby red and the rest in emerald green. The Marvel PMG actually shared the same basic design in its first release 16 years later in 2013. You may have noticed the current Marvel PMG is by Fleer or Fleer Ultra, whereas the classic 97 PMG was released by Skybox. Back in 1995, Fleer acquired Skybox International, which coincidentally was formerly known as Impel Marketing. Impel created the original 1990 Marvel Universe, or Marvel Impel, that we discussed in the last video. Impel would later rebrand itself to Skybox in 1992, and hence Marvel Universe Series 3 was Skybox Series 3, as opposed to Impel Series 3. Coming back to 97 PMG, speaking specifically on basketball, Fleer, the now owners of Skybox, released the Metal Universe under the Skybox umbrella along with other Skybox brands that year such as Hoops, EX 2001 and its staple Skybox Premium. The Metal Universe set featured a whole host of new insert designs and also created the PMG line, which was actually a green and red foil parallel of their 123 base card set. Now it's uncertain whether the PMG was created to rival the Topps Chrome product, which had refractor parallels launched in that same year. Years and years later, the rarity and due to the fact that collectors and investors started to realize that serial number was a thing, PMG prices started to go upwards. This not only impacted the superstar roster of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Tim Duncan, but also down to the relative unknowns like Roy Rogers, Robert Pack, and Vaughn Leonard, to name a few. Skybox continued to release PMG in 1998 as well as in 2008, but with different designs. And after the basketball rights were passed on to Panini in 2009, PMG made another appearance in Fleer 2011 Retro, featuring the same designs back in 97, but featuring players in their college uniform instead, in a 40 card insert as opposed to a base parallel. Just 2 years later, Fleer made its first splash with the PMG concept into Marvel, releasing a 42 card checklist, offering 3 instead of 2 color parallels, being red out of 100, blue out of 50, and emerald green out of 10. These were pulled at a rate of 1 per box, so if you did your math, the odds of pulling a PMG green Spider-Man was 1 out of 672 boxes. Spider-Man might be DJ's character, but it's the same odds to pull any other character in that 42 card roster. However, the first PMG roster in the 2013 set is an absolute masterclass, with exceptions to only a handful of Iron Fist, Nova, Luke Cage, Ms. Marvel, and She-Hulk that hasn't made it yet to the big screen. Marvel PMG made several subsequent appearances in 2015 and 2017, which we will talk about in future videos. I don't, however, consider the 2016 Purple Achievements PMG to be part of this prestigious line. Naturally, despite new releases, the Chase set will still always be the original set, i.e. 2013, being the most sought after, especially the top guys such as Spider-Man, Wolverine, Iron Man. Let's look at some numbers. Recently, Goldin Auctions sold a version each of the 2013 PMG Spider-Man, all graded with a Beckett grade of min 9. At first glance, these are mind-boggling numbers when you consider some historical sales of raw versions of these cards going for only a fraction of the price just months before. Let's rewind back to Christmas 2020, where the Sports Card Investor channel ran a charity box break to donate sales proceeds from the best card open to charity. Jeff Wilson, the host and founder, opened a 2013 Wolverine Blue PMG out of 50 on camera, which later on went to auction immediately. It closed for $413. Zoom less than 3 months later, a 2013 Wolverine red PMG out of 100 sold for $1,600, roughly 4 times the price of the blue with twice the print run. Investors had already started to take notice the pattern that Marvel PMGs were following. Just 2 years prior, a 1997 Michael Jordan PMG green out of 10, graded as just authentic by PSA, smashed a sales record at the time for $350,000. 6-digit sales were unheard of, especially coming for a card that's out of the junk wax era. Of course, this was all before the crazy millions that's being thrown around today in the sports card world. So it was easy for sports cards investors to appreciate the scarcity and the novelty of the PMG brand. And when you combine it with a popular genre such as Marvel, you almost have the perfect investment for investors to sink their cash in. Back to Marvel. The chase continued for the first PMG's main characters in the early months of 2021. The Godine auction for the 3 Spider-Mans set a new benchmark for this in-demand set, and all 3 probably set some sort of new record in terms of Marvel trading card sales. This also provided validation to many investors who entered the space just before the boom, proving their hunch was right all along. A small caveat to all of this is that the PMGs sold on Godine were graded at Beckett Min 9. Now PMG itself presents a very challenging experience from a grading perspective. While the shiny blue or green foils look sharp, it's hardly durable and extremely prone to chipping, especially on the corners and even sometimes before you pull it out of the pack. Modern cards now tend to shy away from foils and move into chrome finishes, which have cleaner manufacturing cuts and less surface chipping issues. Therefore, achieving a good, and what I mean by good is min 9 and up, would generate a larger than normal premium. Investors like myself love this kind of upside, but with only 100 plus listings on eBay, as at early June 2021, the odds of acquiring value is extremely slim. Before I wrap it up, there are 2 unanswered questions remaining. Is this the peak, and will investors look elsewhere for profit given the scarcity of available inventory in the market? And second, are there any hidden gems left? My answer to both questions is yes. The Marvel card market is vast, and even for me, there are many stones unturned to explore. PMG was the easy transition given a sports card investor's familiarity with the brand and team, but it's the only one of many products that Marvel Universe has to offer. It's predominantly a collector's market for the time being, but investor dollars are coming. But the easy money in 2013 PMG has already been made, so if you're just coming into the space, it will be good to take time to study the market's potential. That being said, I do acknowledge there are still a few hidden gems that's yet to make it big, one of which I'll cover in another video. Stay tuned for that. So if you guys like this video and found it very useful, do like and subscribe for more content in the future. I will be putting up similar videos, so do watch out for that. Thanks and have a great day.